Ecuador's presidential election will go to a second round after a closely contested first-round result failed to produce an outright winner. The electoral authorities called it a technical tie after the incumbent centre-right candidate Daniel Noboa and his main left-wing challenger Luisa González received nearly identical percentages of the vote. The pair will now face a runoff in April. Well, let's cross live and speak to Cristobal Samardich, a senior analyst for Latin America and the Caribbean at the Economist Intelligence Unit. Thank you so much for joining us. It's good to talk to you. Just talk to me, first of all, what this now means going forward for these elections.
Thank you for your time and having us. So right now we're facing a runoff, as you mentioned, and there are stark policy agendas, a stark contrast in the policy agenda of Daniel Noboa and of Luisa González. So the country would be headed in a very different direction depending on who wins, both on the fiscal, economic, and even social and security wise.
So how do they differ?
So I think Daniel Noboa will probably continue his business-friendly agenda, whereas Luisa González, who follows on the steps of her mentor and the former president, Rafael Correa, would probably push Ecuador on a much more left-wing agenda. At stake, we would probably see a difference between a state-led growth versus a more business-friendly economy.
And in terms of this election, for many it was seen as a referendum, wasn't it, on areas of Noboa's presidency, including his controversial approach to domestic security?
Indeed, and I still think the election result, even though he didn't win at first round that some people were expecting to, is still quite solid given the magnitude of the challenges. People are still favoring his populist, tough on crime approach, despite homicide rates creeping up again. Now his challenge will be definitely to widen his voting base and be able to captivate other voters who voted for other parties and be able to energize his voting base.
OK, Cristobal, it's good to talk to you. Thank you so much. Senior analyst for Latin America and the Caribbean. Thank you so much for joining us.